everyday legend is Karen Zander, author of Aging Fearlessly and host of the podcast Aging Fearlessly. And she's going to share with us today some more tips on how to keep yourself motivated. And she's going to tell us about some of the things that she's tried in her 50s and 60s. So you might like to think about putting them on your bucket list. Hi Karen, welcome to Over 50, So What?
Oh my goodness, Carol, it's absolutely great that we were introduced.
Now, you say that the secret to aging fearlessly comes from within. So have you got all the secrets in this book? Can you tell us some of these secrets?
And, there's little tips like I talk about, like the physical, and just getting out and having a go at unusual things. You said, you mentioned a few things then. What are the sports you mentioned going and hot? You mentioned a couple of
Zip lining, scuba diving.
All things that, are wonderful, being in the water, first of all. I mean, the water is vitamin C, SEA, is the perfect health remedy for your mind. You don't see people come out of the water looking sad. They usually come out of the water looking really good. And I've listened to other people talk about that, they've been able to give up things like antidepressants, and when they're regular swimmers and regulars in the water, that it's helped their mental health tenfold. So I did jump out of a plane for my 60th birthday. My friends gave me a voucher to jump out of the plane. Does that say they wanted to get rid of me? Possibly. But I always said I'd never jump out of a plane, but never say never is the old saying, isn't it? Because I've done it. And I had huge fears about that. But you know what? It was great to do it once. Note I said once.
Well, we do hold the record for the oldest skydiver in the world, 102. Lady in Adelaide last year, she went skydiving at 102.
She's amazing, and I think to be able to have the fitness to do that as well, and the ticker, she's obviously in very good health, because you could get up there and just have a massive heart attack, couldn't you?
But what have you got to lose? Right? What have you got to lose at 100?
Going out on the way down, the first floor, second floor, third floor. I like the way you talk about doing different activities. And when I wrote my book, part of it was, I was pole dancing, because I always said I wanted to have a go at pole dancing. It's an incredibly sexy sport.
I did pole dancing as well in my 50s.
Did you? Well, you know what it's like. I was a pretty crap pole dancer, but I did make it into Body and Soul. Probably they felt sorry for me, this silly woman getting up a pole. But, I found it really good for my body in terms of posture, because I think when you talk about coming from within, there's a lot of things you can do with your own body that make you feel good from within. And that's why I write about posture, because I think posture is incredibly important. If you're hunched over, it's like the fetal position that people go into for fear. But if you stand up and you drop your lats at the back, and you don't have to pull your shoulders up, but you pull your shoulders back and you drop, it's quite relaxing. And it makes you, standing tall makes you feel really good within. And it's almost, people see you differently when you stand tall. Yeah. So things like that, that's, something else that, pole dancing taught me a lot about my posture. And the other one was silks, which is, aerial silks is amazing. And if you're not into really climbing up things high and shimmying down, however they teach you to, you can try aerial yoga, which is much safer and so good for stretching your body. I love that. So I tried all of those when I was already pole dancing, but I tried the other two when I was writing my book, because I wanted to try something different. And I wanted to get the sexy, sassy, bit going.
So now that you've done the skydiving, the pole dancing, the aerial silks, what's still on your bucket list? What other things have you got on your to-do list?
I've turned into a bit of a grey nomad, which I never envisaged myself doing. So we have been, we were lucky to get into Queensland before, like 4 hours before the border shut. And I had 3 weeks with him in a motorhome and I didn't kill him. We got out on bikes and we're going to buy some e-bikes so that when we travel, especially while Australia's still, we're not really able to travel overseas. But we also, so when we travel, we want to use e-bikes once we're in a town to explore. We are planning on swimming with the whale sharks in Ningaloo. There's so much to do. I have an event that I want to take around Australia, and that's big on my agenda. It's a storytelling event. And I think one we've talked about doing is going to somewhere like France and being in one location and learning the language for 6 months. I think that, it's not all about the physical, it's also about the mind and experiences, and Antarctic's also something I want to do. My bucket's overflowing.
What keeps you motivated?
I thrive on people. It's harder to stay motivated, and you would know this when you're in COVID, especially, and I think you're very much like me. When you're a people person, a lot of times you get your motivation from the people you're around. I want to say also there's times I lose my motivation, but now instead of getting angry at myself or frustrated with myself, I go, it'll come back when it's ready. We can't always be on.
That's right. Be kind to yourself. Now, to finish off with, what suggestions would you give to people over 50 to make the most out of life?
Number one, find your tribe, your community, because I think that is so important, and it gives you inspiration, it gives you motivation. I think continue educating, and my podcast, I say, is to educate, motivate and inspire. So continual learning, lifelong education. But I believe that purpose, a passion and purpose, and I'm probably correct in saying that this is one of your passions, having a community TV program, and interviewing people is one of mine. I think if you find your own passion and purpose, I think half the battle's won, because it gets you up in the morning. I think it's time to really enjoy what we have in front of us. Look forward to it, enjoy it, because there's so many great things to enjoy.
Well, thanks so much, Karen. Thanks for being on the show today.
I think I need you on my podcast, Carol. But no, thank you. It's a real pleasure to speak to someone that's spreading the word that, not everybody needs help with moving forward, but if this gets to the right people that do, then that's great. It's important. Some people need that little extra TLC and, direction.
Great. Thanks a lot, Karen.
Oh.
So did Karen inspire you to put a few new things on your bucket list? Are you going to try zip lining or pole dancing, aerial silks, maybe writing a book or jumping out of a plane? If you want some ideas for your bucket list, just drop us a note through Facebook or through the website and you can get that bucket list template. It doesn't have to be physical things. So you get lots of ideas. It could be arts and crafts, it could be family, it could be learning a language. So lots of ideas. So drop us a note through Facebook or the website. And if you want to know more about Karen, have a look at the website, contact us through the website and she's on there. And Catch Up TV. If you miss an episode, you want to see another episode again, just go to YouTube. And join our Facebook group, keep in touch with everybody and keep in touch with your friends. Now it's time to get up and get moving. So even if you've broken your foot, you can still do some upper body exercise. I'm Carol, over 50, so what? Thanks for watching our TV show. Be sure to hit subscribe and then you'll never miss an episode. Jump on Facebook, join our group, get in on the fun, fitness, wellness and inspiration. I'm Carol, over 50, so what?